Hey everybody, I'm Dees Hinton. I am the owner of Central Mississippi Real Producers. I'm here today with Gingerlyn Wallace, who is our creative marketing director at Central Mississippi Real Producers. And at Real Producers, we are always looking for new and different ways to do what we do, which is to connect and communicate. And we've been doing that through our magazines and through our events and through social media for some time now. Actually, for 48 months, 4 years, we have been doing this. It's amazing how time flies when you're having fun. But what we're trying to do now, or what we're doing next, I should say, is these videos. We're going to be contacting many of you going forward in the future to do some videos for reels, for podcast, and just videos is kind of the modern day way to communicate. And it used to be just social media or whatever, but it's kind of evolved into things like TikTok and Instagram and reels and videos. So that's what we're going to do. This is the very first video that we are producing, and we decided to start off with me, kind of telling everybody about me and where I've been and what I've been doing all my life. And I'm not sure that that's going to be very exciting, but nevertheless, we're going to go that route. So I think Gingerlyn has some questions for me and to get this started.
That's right. Well, it's a D's thing, as you can see on his shirt. So today we want to know, how did you end up in this Real Producers world? So first of all, tell us about you, who you are, where you grew up, that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, the D's thing is actually my mother's maiden name. My mother's last name is Dees, and
I think I knew that.
I acquired that. It's actually my middle name. My first name is Coburn, which nobody knows.
Coburn,
which was my grandfather
so
on my father's side. That was his name, and it was passed down to my father as well. But Dees is my middle name, and it's been an interesting life going by the name Dees.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have to constantly tell people twice as to what my name is, and but anyway, I was born in Forest General Hospital down in Hattiesburg. Mom and father went to USM, and and I was raised in Bay Springs, Mississippi, a small town in Jasper County, just north of Laurel, where it is probably the closest place that people would recognize. You don't, if you're not from Bay Springs or that area, then you don't just go through Bay Springs going anywhere. No. So it's just a small town. But it was a great childhood, I guess you might say. Had a great family, grew up in the church, which was important. One significant thing about my childhood as it relates to church is I went 13 years in a row without missing Sunday school.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, 13
That's
years
impressive.
in a row without missing. We had these attendance pins.
Did you get an award for that?
Yes, absolutely. I was in the Methodist church, and we had attendance pins each year. We'd get another pin, and mine just came all the way down.
You had a bunch of them.
My coat, yeah. And I was raised in a feed, seed, and fertilizer store.
Really?
My grandfather started the business way back when, and then my father followed him into the business. And growing up in a feed, seed, and fertilizer store, you certainly learn a lot about working hard.
Oh, I bet.
And you also learn that you better get an education, because I didn't want to.
You don't do that for the rest of your life?
I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. Yes, I went to Bay Springs High School, Bay Springs Elementary, Bay Springs junior high in Bay Springs High School. And while in high school, I was an athlete, I guess you might say.
Okay.
I played football, basketball, baseball,
All of it,
and ran track. If
Wow.
we had had a golf and tennis team, I would have done that as well. Was actually all conference 3 years in baseball,
Okay.
all conference 1 year in basketball, and never was all conference in football or track. But
Hey, that's all right. Can't be the best of all of it, right?
yeah, that's true. But graduated from Bay Springs High School in 1972.
Okay.
I'm old. Yeah,
Well, just a little.
yeah. Went to Millsaps College,
Okay.
and at Millsaps College, I played football
Really?
and
College ball. That's no joke.
and baseball.
Okay.
And we had a very good football program while I was there. We had an All-American quarterback, and we had an All-American receiver. That was me.
What? I thought you said you weren't the best at all of it, but apparently.
Well, I kind of grew into football. I'm just now really big enough to play college football. Back then, I was 5'9" tall and weighed 160 pounds. And,
wow. Must have been fast.
well, I guess I was kind of fast. I was really quick and just had really good hands. My junior year at Millsaps, we qualified and went to the national championship playoffs for Division III, and we won our first round game, and then we lost to Wittenberg University out of Springfield, Ohio, in our second round game.
Remember it like it was yesterday?
Yeah, I do. And then Wittenberg won the Division III NCAA national championship the next week, and so we got really close with that. Yeah. But
What'd you study in college?
well, I was business administration.
Okay.
Didn't really know what I wanted to do, and that and accounting and but most of all, mostly I studied athletics. I played baseball also. My junior year in Millsaps, the year that we went to the playoffs, I led the Division III in receiving that year. Wow. I was the only receiver in Division III athletics that went over 1,000 yards in receiving my junior year. Right. So that was a lot of fun. I was also played baseball 4 years, and I was most valuable player in baseball my senior year at Millsaps.
That's crazy.
And I was inducted into the Millsaps Sports Hall of Fame in 1983. Okay. And so before you were born.
Yeah. Hey, I was too.
So.
Well, I didn't know you were such an athlete. That's interesting.
It's been a long time ago. I just gave you the dates on all that, so that was a long
Still,
time ago. But yeah, I was very much blessed by God with athletic ability and presented with an opportunity to utilize it to some extent all the way through college. After that, it's basically golf.
Okay, well, tell us about your career after college. What did you end up doing?
Career after college was kind of hodgepodge. I didn't really know what I wanted to do at first, as probably any young in their 20s type person is even now. But I had various and sundry little retail jobs, and I guess my first real job was working for the state of Mississippi, the Public Service Commission. Okay. I got a job as an accountant there doing accounting and auditing of utility companies and that sort of thing. Actually was there for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And from that, I had a friend that was in the insurance business, and the mid-'80s, I guess it was, he was also had an administration company for benefit plans, for employee benefit plans that he was involved in, and he kind of recruited me over to start doing that. And so I started working with what's called Section 125 cafeteria plans, enrollment and administration of those. And that led to an insurance company position, job, which 22 years later.
So you did that a long time.
Yeah, I was with the same company I was with probably 3 different companies overall, but the one main company, which was American Fidelity, is the name of the company. American Fidelity works with school districts and providing employee benefits for school teachers and all school employees. And I was a state manager here in Mississippi for 16 years doing that. And from that, it kind of led to another position with American Fidelity in another division, brokerage division of American Fidelity, and I was the national sales director for 4 going on 5 years, I guess. And so that led me all over the country in doing that. So,
well, and real quick before we dive into how you got into Real Producers, tell us a little bit about your family.
Yeah. Got to get a little refreshment here and talk about my family. My throat might crack because family is everything now, especially when I was younger, running hard and all. Family was still important, and I have my wife Dusty and I have been married for 36 years. I hope that's right. I'll hear about it if it's not, but I believe 36 years. And,
wow.
And I have 3 daughters. I actually, one thing I didn't mention, but I guess I should here, was I married right out of college, right out of Millsaps.
Okay.
I married my high school sweetheart and college sweetheart, and from Bay Springs, and we were married for 7 years, and then we divorced, and about 5 years later, Dusty and I married, and I have a daughter, precious daughter, Allison, from my first marriage, and a grandson, Carson. I have from Dusty and I, again, have been married 36 years, and we have 2 daughters, Kristen, who has now 3 sons. I have 3 grandsons through Kristen, and
Allison has a son.
And Allison has a son, Carson.
Wow!
Thank you. And Carson is graduated from Northwest Rankin and started at Mississippi State. So.
She went from a bunch of girls to a bunch of boys.
Well, I know, I told you about my athletic career, and I kind of always thought that I'd have a knucklehead boy to beat up on and pass that on to. But I got to tell you, all my girls were good athletes.
I bet they were.
And now I'm getting the knucklehead boys as grandsons versus having them as sons, which probably is a blessing in disguise for me. But yeah, that's just kind of how was God's plan as opposed to mine. So, yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Harley is my youngest daughter, Kristen and Harley. And Harley just got married 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Big wedding.
Yes, I had kind of a large wedding and over in Charleston. And we're still in recovery mode right now from that. But it was a lot of fun, and
she was the baby, so
she was the
baby. The baby married off.
Yeah, she was the princess, and
that's right.
At the rehearsal dinner, everybody, we had a toasting event where everybody got up and talked, and I talked about Harley as being the princess, and that all my daughters are princess, and I kind of like that because that makes me king.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Tell us about how in the world you went from this long career in insurance to Central Mississippi Real Producers.
Yeah. That's a pretty good and not so long story. I stepped away from the insurance career approximately 6 years ago, and just really didn't do much of anything for the best part of a year and a half or so. And
Needed a little break.
yeah, need to get away from the corporate world,
Right.
which I existed under, which was a great career, but it's just the corporate world. Anybody that works for large companies, national companies, knows exactly what I'm speaking to. It can be rewarding in a lot of ways, financially and so forth, but it can sometimes work against you mentally and
Hard work.
as well as physically. So stepped away from that 6 years ago, didn't do anything for a little while. Then I started looking at franchise opportunities that were out there. And that's where I came across Real Producers. I saw that out there. I just saw it online somewhere. I don't even recall where. And I did an inquiry and did as much background as I could find. There wasn't a whole lot out there, quite honestly.
But it's all over the United States, right?
Real Producers is a franchise. And when I started 4 years ago, it was in about 30 locations around the country, and now it's in over 120 locations around the country, all over your major markets. And Mississippi, central Mississippi market that I have is considered a small market, and as opposed to Dallas has got 2 or 3 Real Producer markets in Dallas, and it's just. But what attracted me to this opportunity was the culture. I just mentioned the corporate culture that I existed under for a long time. The culture here is great. Christian, the guys that own and founded Real Producers are Christian guys, and they very much promote what we stand for, which is to honor God, strengthen the family, and provide wealth for everyone that's involved. And that's why we do Real Producers, and that's what I was just in a meeting in Dallas last week, and every time we have a meeting, that's what they talk about. And,
Wow.
And that's what this is all about.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you got the franchise, you kicked it off. How was it received in our area?
Well, I was scared to death. I knew absolutely nothing about publishing a magazine or really what was going on. What I did have in my background was sales, and that's really important with this. I just started out with a few people that I knew, realtors that I knew that would meet with me.
Right.
So I could tell them what I'd gotten into, just kind of 2 things really, to get their opinion on it and to help me to get started. And that's how I got started. Dusty, my wife, and I, we were it. We did everything in the beginning, and I went to see my first realtors and asked them, told them what I was wanting to do and what we were going to do. I was showing magazines from other areas that were already out and in print, and I was showing videos of events from other areas that were already having events, and I was pretty much selling the dream is what I was doing in the beginning, and the dream became reality in July of 2019 when we published our first publication for Central Mississippi Real Producers.
Almost exactly 4 years ago.
Absolutely. We just finished publication number 48, which is this one right here that just came out in our mailboxes this past week and still coming out. And yes, it's been amazing where we've come from and where we are right now.
Right.
And I'm very grateful for the support that we have gotten from our partners that we work with and from the real estate community, realtors, brokers, agents in our area have kind of embraced it, and we stick to our guns on we're here to honor God, strengthen the family, and provide wealth for everyone that's involved in this. Yeah.
Well, and I do staging and design, so
Sure.
I have a lot of friends who are real estate agents, and I have loved seeing their stories told. And a lot of times they are unsung heroes, who go above and beyond for their clients, and you don't really hear about that. So this has been a really neat thing to get to read people's story and hear about them. Tell us a little bit about the different type of features that are in the magazine. Who's on the cover? Who's on the inside?
Yeah. After 4 years, or over the past 4 years, and it's varied a little bit, I've compiled a list of what I think are the top producing real estate agents after talking to brokers and talking about their agents and what they do and so forth. I have a list of agents that we work with to feature. Those are the ones that I contact about being a feature in the magazine. We have 2 to 3 features every month. We have a top producer feature that gets the cover of the
cover.
Yes, gets the cover, and then we have a rising star feature, which is usually a realtor that's in their first 5 years or so in real estate, and they're doing really well, and they come recommended to me usually by another top producer or broker. Then after doing this for about a year, I realized that I was missing out on some important people in the real estate community around here that may or may not have been on my top producer list of top producing agents at the time, and those were agents and brokers that, having lived in this area for 40 years or so, I'd seen their signs in yards for some of them that long, and they'd been around for a long time. And I created a new feature. It's been a couple of years ago for these type agents, and we call them icon in the industry features. And it's pretty much managing brokers again that during their tenure they were top producers and all, but now they're managing brokers and hiring and training and providing resources to their agents is sort of their MO now. And so and then we also every month choose one of our advertising partners and do a partner spotlight feature on them as well. And all of our features in our publication are simply telling their story and sharing their success with a goal to enhance the relationship of these top producing agents that we work with, and to help connect these top producing agents with top industry professionals, which turn out to be our advertising partners. Yes.
And you have all these great ads in the magazine, and really these are the people that kind of help us make everything happen at Real Producers. And you've got bankers, attorneys, all kinds of different things, designers, photographers.
Absolutely. Our ad partners are made up of industries and businesses that want to work with realtors. I go and meet with all these realtors, and over the past 48 months, I have met with over 200 realtors.
Wow.
And we have featured, I don't know what the count is, but 48 times 2 and then 3, so it's probably 130.
I was about to say, let me get my calculator out.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we've featured a lot so far, but our ad partners are made up of businesses. You mentioned a few, but it's really any type of business that wants to connect with top real estate agents to do more business is really who we focus on. I go and meet with these top agents, and that's where I get referrals from them as to who they work with as a closing attorney, an inspection company, a mortgage lender, so-and-so on down the line. And they give those to me, and then we call them and set up an appointment with them and tell them what we're doing and see if it's a good fit. That's about as simple as I can.
And almost every partner that you have did come through a recommendation. So, you're getting somebody who's trusted. And
that's right. When they come recommended by a top producer, I think that's a meaningful partner. That's someone that you trust, that when someone calls on them for their service, that they're going to provide quality service, quality product to these top realtors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I know, one of the things we've been trying to do with creative marketing, and I've been helping you with, is just connecting, outside of just the events that we do and the ads, connecting those partners and agents with different things. Like, we're starting these podcasts. We're trying to get into offices and on-site locations for some of our partners to do reels. Sometimes it's just as simple as a realtor open house that an agent needs help providing lunch, or maybe a speaker at a meeting. But how have you seen the involvement grown, through our agents and partners?
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell people all the time, we're still trying to figure out how to do this, and it evolves with time, and it also evolves with what the day-to-day communication processes are out there. Not everybody reads email.
That's right.
You being
I don't. You better tell me if you send me an email.
Yeah, I have to text you after I send you an email
to
read your email. But so we're constantly, and this is something that Real Producers, the mothership, is really good about being out in front of. As I said a little while ago, there's people all over the country that are doing this, and we have meetings a lot to talk about the things that people are doing, that are working, that are successful. And then pretty much what I've done is copied other people and what they're doing and adapted it to fit our environment and our people. And
so they're really getting so much more than just an ad in a magazine. It really is a networking community.
Yeah.
You really are trying to do extra stuff to bring value to your partnership with us.
Yeah, quite honestly, being an ad in the magazine was something that I kind of had to overcome in the beginning, and still do occasionally, that people perceive this as print advertising.
Right.
And print advertising is not the latest and greatest way for people to get their name out there and all in this day and age. And we absolutely do print advertising
and it's beautiful.
In our monthly publications. It looks very well, and the print advertising goes to a select group of people that the people that I work with as partners want to get to.
Right.
Another thing that we do in addition to that is our magazines, in addition to print, are also on a digital platform.
Right.
We use a platform called Issue to
share that on socials
share it.
And stuff.
Yes, we put all of our, so we have very good, thanks to you and to Cindy Rayborn, we have a really good Facebook and Instagram sites, and we share all of our features there with links that go to the digital platform where people can share it with their friends and families. And in addition to the magazines, we also do quarterly networking events.
And the events are the most fun. I mean, everybody loves the events.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about those. They're a pretty big deal.
Well, they are a big deal, and I try not to make them the end-all, be-all of what we do, but quite honestly, just from having been in life for a long time and having been in business for a long time, I know that the best way to build relationships and communicate is face-to-face.
Absolutely.
Handshakes, hugs,
right,
eye-to-eye interaction is the best way to build relationships, and we bring that opportunity to our partners, because we can put them in the same room with the top producing real estate agents in Central Mississippi, and that's something that most of them can't do on their own.
Sure.
It's these agents are highly successful, extremely busy,
Right.
and if you want to get in front of them, usually you're going to have something that you want to buy or sell
Right.
in the way of real estate.
That's
so, but we have quarterly social networking events that we invite the top real estate agents to, and we invite our partners to be there. And it's a chance for us to put our partners in the same room with these top producing real estate agents, again, to shake hands, hug necks, and exchange cards
Right.
and information, and to meet each other and build relationships, which is what this is all about.
Right.
And then we use social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, our Central Mississippi Real Producers Facebook and Instagram sites. We post all of our ads of our partners out there, which is the branding effect, I guess, you get from being out in front of people with your name. And then, as I said before, all the features and videos and everything we do goes out on social media now,
Right.
and where the real estate community has a big presence.
Well, including the recap from the events, so the people that show up at the events usually get to be in the photos and the videos, and that gets shared. So.
Absolutely. Kaylin Partee Photography is my videography, and shout out to KP. KP does a great job. I'm very blessed in this too. And one thing that I want to mention is that everyone that's on staff, except for you,
What are you going to say?
has been with me from the very beginning.
Oh, that's right. I'm the newbie.
You're the newbie on staff, and you've been with us for over a year
That's
now.
right.
And but I've been very blessed that Susan Marquez, our writer, has written every feature that we've
a great
done.
job.
Abe Draper, our photographer,
Awesome.
has done all the features, and KP has
Very talented.
Kaylin Partee has.
He's
has,
sitting over there in case y'all didn't know that.
That's right. He's doing this video
doing
right
this.
now. And KP does a great job with our event videos
Right.
and any other type videos that we ask KP to do. He does a great job. As a matter of fact, KP just did a video for my daughter's wedding that we did a month ago, and it looks great too. So KP is a great person and a
That's
great
right.
photographer as well. And then Cindy Rayborn has been with me for over 3 years, and Cindy is my right arm and most of my left arm.
She keeps us all straight.
She does a lot. She's an event planner by trade, and she plans and executes, along with you, your help on the social events, our quarterly social events, and then our monthly magazine reveal events that we do now. And
That's another thing that we need to talk about, those reveal parties.
Yeah, that's something that we started in January of last year. So we've been doing them for a year and a half now. And every month, of course, I've mentioned the features that we do in our publication. Every month, we invite the ones that are being featured, the realtors and our partners that we're featuring, to join me and us for a happy hour event. And it's a magazine reveal event where I get the magazines, a quantity of magazines just prior to them going out into mailboxes for everyone to see. And we have a little happy hour event where I will reveal the magazines to the ones being featured so that they get to see it before everyone else sees it, before we blow it up on social media the next day. And we just have a little fun, about an hour and a half of revealing the magazine, and I give them their extra copies of magazines, and I invite 2 or 3 or 4 of my partners to come be a part of that. So again, they can make a connection with the top real estate agents that are being featured in our publication. And we do that on a monthly basis now. And our big events that for the past 3 events for the past year, we've had 130 to 150
incredible
people
attendance
at those events. So those are very well attended. Those are very important, as you stated earlier. It kind of brings everybody together, and down here where we live, that's kind of the way to do things. And
that's right.
And so
everybody loves food and drinks and fun.
That's a lot. So those are a lot of fun.
Door prizes, we got those too.
And very important to our business. So all you real estate agents that might be watching or listening to this, please come to these events. It's very important to the success of our business. It's important to our partners that there's lots of realtors at our events. So please come to our events.
That's right. And we promise you'll have a good time.
That's right.
Get some good pictures and some good food.
Get your picture in the magazine.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so real quick before we wrap this up, I know there is something really special that Real Producers does, and it has to do with helping others, and I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned before, Real Producers is a great company. And in addition to Real Producers, let me kind of segue in that the N2 company, that's the publishing company that does Real Producers, that's the mothership, you might say, also has other magazine publications that they do and in our area. They're
the ones that make it so beautiful.
Yeah, it's N2 company is the publishing company that publishes our Real Producer magazines every month. But what I was getting at is we have homeowner association publications.
That's right.
For Reunion, Lake Caroline, and Bridgewater here in our area that is done by the same company that does Real Producers. And they do a great job with that. That's kind of how the company was founded. Real Producers started about 6 years ago, but these homeowner association publications have been around for going on 10 years or more in our area, and probably 15 to 20 years around the country. But N2 company that I mentioned, that's the mothership for Real Producers. As I mentioned before, the guys that own it are Christians, and it's important to them that they give back to society and the world, as this speaks to a portion of every dollar that we bring in of revenue from advertising goes to human trafficking agencies.
That's amazing.
And they have, last year we gave over $3 million to these human trafficking agencies. And in the past 5 or 6 years, it's over $20 million that has been given to them. And
that's
what
incredible.
They have kind of put the pencil to the amount of money that we've given and the amount of money that we've brought in, and the amount of money it takes to save a life through human trafficking, that every time that we do an add someone as a new client for advertising, we save 2 lives.
Wow.
So how big is that?
That's impactful to think about.
Yeah.
And when you first told me that, I just thought, okay, that takes it to another level. It's not just about, success and, making money. It's truly about making a difference and helping others. And that just really shows you the heart of the people behind it.
That's kind of where I am in life. I've been through the younger years of life and had a lot of fun and very blessed. I've traveled all over the world, and I've got a great family, and I'm just kind of in a phase of life where giving back is important. Family is definitely important. God is utmost important, and to be a part of an organization that gives back like we do is just really meaningful to me to be a part of.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap things up? This has been fun.
It has been fun, and as I said in the beginning, this is the beginning of
That's right.
what we're trying to accomplish here, and again, all we're trying to accomplish is to enhance the relationship of the top producing real estate agents and connect them with top industry professionals, and we're constantly trying to figure out how to do that.
Right.
And this is kind of the beginning of something new, and
Right.
and hopefully we're going to take it to another level. And
Can't wait to see who we get on here next.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see who the first realtor might be.
I know. Who think's going to walk through that door?
I can tell you this: it's a very special person, and I'm so happy that she is going to be the first one. So
It'll be fun.
yeah, it is. So
All right.
well, that's going to be a wrap. Thanks to KP, Kaylin
KP.
Partee, for setting all this up and pulling all this off. As usual, you do a great job, and we look forward to doing this again soon.
That's right.